Y'all, welcome to the Doggone Country Podcast. I'm Justin Bryan. We got Tyler Barron, and we got Mrs. Jessie Rose on here today.
Hello.
Hi, Jessie.
She's so shy, guys. Yeah. What is this, episode 9?
Is it?
Is it 10? 9. I can't count.
That's 9, buddy.
Damn.
His thumb was out of it.
Well, he's got really small thumbs, so it's hard to tell.
He's got little baby hands.
So this is my girlfriend, Jessie Rose, on here, and her and Tyler are in a band together.
Well, that's my boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
I know.
Spicy.
I get to do the interviewing today.
Some would say it's my boss too, buddy.
I forgot she was your boss.
Mm-hmm.
I am?
What?
Oh, cool.
No. Don't take that thing.
I don't know. It's on the podcast. I think that makes it official.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So anyway, Jessie, I know, but for the viewers out there, you're from Ohio.
Yeah.
Where at in Ohio? I've been rabbit hunting there, but I don't remember the name of the town that it was that you took us to.
I don't know if I'd call that rabbit hunting, but yeah.
Well, we chased our dogs through the woods.
Yeah, you guys did great. I'm from Yorksville, and it's a really small town. It's got like 2 stoplights.
There's a huge basket on the way to it. I remember that.
Yeah, Lonneberger baskets.
A big wicker basket.
Yeah.
That was about
Yeah.
the only thing there was to see out
It's
there.
a cool building.
Yeah, I think it's
What is it? Tuscaroras?
Tuscarawas. Yep, Tuscarawas County.
What a
Tuscarawas. That's how you can spell it.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
that's just, I wouldn't want to live in that county just because I wouldn't want to tell everybody that's where I'm from.
It's really hard to spell,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to
especially
spell
when
it.
you're dyslexic. You can just go cross-eyed
There's no-
trying to spell it.
There's no places in Alabama that are hard to spell. I promise.
Well,
We keep it nice and simple down there.
well, you're lucky to know how to read. So there's that.
So you guys, like I said, they play in a band together. Jesse's band. Tyler co-fronts with her. Yeah. And
When did I officially start playing in your band? When was it? Was it like close to a year and a half? I don't know. It's been a while. It was before Wheeler.
Yeah.
Was it before Wheeler was?
I think at least a year now.
Yeah, I guess it would. Because how old's Wheeler now? What's he, 9 months?
yeah.
Almost 9 months. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I was all pregnant and sassy
Yep.
whenever you started.
I remember that. So I don't know. I mean, I've known you forever. Obviously, I've known Justin for forever, but I don't really know much about how you actually got into music. So did it start when you were young? Have you always did country music? Are you like me? Like I used to play bluegrass, and then I went to country. Did you like change your genres? Like how did this whole thing start? Because you're from like the middle of freaking nowhere on
Yeah.
the side of a mountain.
Yeah. I'm from the middle of nowhere, but my dad was from Tennessee. So he was like
Okay.
the hill folk of Tennessee.
So he actually was from Tennessee. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And he played country music and blues and all of that kind of stuff. But then my brothers, they were into the, I guess, alternative music is what they were into. And so I heard the same 25 songs around the campfire for like the, I don't know, 10, 15 years. I heard the same songs. And I always thought it was cool, but I never played music with them because I was always too shy. And I just didn't want to do it.
You were too shy.
I was scared to death.
Boy, things have changed.
And so then
Tables have turned.
I know, right? So now, once I left, my dad passed away in 2006, and then I moved away to go to college,
Okay.
and I went for sound engineering. I don't know.
Yeah, I
why.
just found that out like a couple months ago.
yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I would be some kind of something. I don't know. I wanted to be like a producer or something like that.
Yeah.
And know what I was doing in the studio, and I still don't know what I'm doing in the studio 15 years later. So I don't know. That was just a waste of money. But
I've recorded like 6 songs, and I still every time I go in there, I'm like, I don't know, just make it sound good.
yeah, I don't know. It sounds like this, and I hear that thingy, and I don't know what that is. That's me now. But then I went to college. It was college in Cleveland, and then I started doing open mic nights up there, and
Okay.
thought that was really, really cool. And then
So were you just singing then, or were you playing guitar at all?
I was half-assed playing guitar. I
Okay.
kind of like 4 chords, and
That's all you need.
that's pretty much about it. And it ain't very good.
That's all you need.
And then so I did that, and then somehow I ended up intertwined with the Brett Michaels crew, and then I started doing merch for them pretty much like, oh, you've got 56 smalls and 342 larges. That was my job.
So you.
So I counted T-shirts whenever they were around.
So did you travel around with them?
Well, I wouldn't travel with them, but if they were around me, I would go to them and just kind of hang out and help them out and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then when I didn't really know much about Bret Michaels at the time, and the first time I ever saw him, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And because I was standing on the side of the stage, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do right there. So then that's when I made my decision that this is what I'm going to do. I think that was in 2011, I think is when that was. And, or maybe 10, I'm not really sure. And so I got to experience a lot with them. I saw Bret Michaels' 38 Special and then Leonard Skinner. That was the coolest thing that I think I've done so far.
That's freaking awesome.
We were still in high school.
I know. I graduated in 2011.
Shut up.
He's robbing the cradle. You graduated in 2011?
Yeah.
Awesome.
When did you graduate?
2012.
Oh, you're not. How old are you?
2006 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you 31 yet?
But I look younger than both of you guys, so there's that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I gotta start getting. I need some face lotion.
I was,
Just use dial soap. You'll be fine.
so I'd have been in 7th grade when you graduated.
Yeah.
6th grade. I graduated 6th grade when you graduated high school.
Awesome.
Take notes, boys.
You're gonna
Take
get in trouble.
notes.
You're gonna be in all the trouble.
Hey, that's all right.
So, I didn't realize you were you got to see all of them. And
Oh,
you did
yeah.
merch for those guys.
Yeah, it was cool.
So when did you make the decision to move to Nashville?
Oh, well, that's a long story. I wanted to move to Nashville,
So hang on, let me backtrack. Were you doing gigs before you moved to Nashville? Like,
just the open mic nights.
Okay.
That's all I was doing. And then I moved to Nashville for like 3 months at the time. And I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Don't want to do this at all. I hated it because it was a huge culture shock going from a town that had 2 stoplights.
yeah, I've seen it.
And then going to Cleveland, and then that was a bigger city, and I was so homesick there. And then I moved to Nashville, and I was just like, what am I doing? This is awful.
Did you live downtown?
No, I don't. I
close?
think I lived in Gallatin
Okay,
at the time.
that's still pretty.
And then, like I said, I was only there for like 3 months, and then I was like, no, I'll move to North Carolina. Fuck for, I don't know. So I moved to North Carolina, but that was a small town.
Okay.
And so I moved there, and I was like, this is where like I started playing music there, like with a band.
Okay.
So I created this band, and then we started playing locally. And I think with your post from Facebook about the $200, I think we might have got $200 maybe
For a full
if we were
band?
lucky,
Holy
or we might have gotten like 150 and like free French fries and hot wings or something. I don't know.
Split 4 ways.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, there was that. So that
Was it a 4-piece band?
I don't know, 4 or 5 piece. I don't even remember. That was in 2012 when I started doing that.
Did you guys have like a name? Was it?
And well, we went by Carolina Rain is what we went by.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Sweet.
so it took a long time. Like we had notebooks of names, and I don't even know what like brought us to Carolina Rain, but we ended up being Carolina Rain. So we were that for years. And my first show, I was scared to death. Like I was scared to death. And I remember my bass player during one of our rehearsals, I was like scared to death.
Singing this far away from
And he told me to open up and sing, and he grabbed my mic stand and threw it from me and yelled at me, and I was scared, and so I was like, okay. So I did it. And
Sounds like honky tonk school.
oh, it was terrified. Yeah, I don't know what the hell kind of school that was.
How'd that
This is John
buddy.
Taylor.
Is that Brad Wolf?
Play electric guitar? No. Here you go.
Figure it out, son. So our first show, I was scared to death, and I think I had another singer. I don't really remember, but I don't know. I felt like at home, I guess, and I just unleashed and was just this whole other person. And I was like, that was fun.
That's awesome.
And then so it went on from there, and I was just like, I want to do more and more and more and more and more. So we played locally for maybe a year, and then we went out. We started going out west, and we started opening up for people and doing bigger shows and bigger and bigger and bigger every single year.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, I opened up for, I think it's, what is it, Roots Boots and something tour with the Colin Ray,
Really?
Aaron Tipp and Sammy Kershaw. We all got in trouble.
Richard's the Roots and Boots tour.
Yeah, there you go.
Did that?
So we did that with
Aaron
them.
Tippin, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we got in trouble with them.
What'd you get in trouble for?
Because they stayed out too late. And I think Aaron or somebody, one of them got super duper high.
Nice.
And they blamed it on us. And so then their bus got raided. And so they blamed it on us, but we were nobody. So we're just like, okay, cool. Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, that was
not a problem.
Yeah.
And then I played Sturgis a couple times. That was crazy.
Oh, I bet that was freaking nuts.
It was wild.
I want to do that.
If you've never been to Sturgis, I highly suggest going.
I just want to go see it. I don't even ride motorcycles. I don't have any interest in ever riding a motorcycle because, especially if you've ever driven on the roads up here, nobody knows how to drive.
Yeah,
I do. I'd love to have one, but not in Nashville.
No, yeah.
Hell no.
But
it's cool.
That's got to be something to see, though.
It's definitely something to experience. That was one of the funnest places that I've
played.
Wild. Oh, yeah, we played this campground. Glencoe Campground is what it was called, and they had this. It was called Naked Alley. I'm not joking, and I was like, no way. This is. There's no way that
You can't.
Everybody's
Also,
naked.
you can't see a sign that says naked alley and go.
And not go down it.
I gotta go see if they're naked.
They drove us.
You gotta go see.
They drove us to our show on a golf cart from where we were staying. So we went down Naked Alley, and boy, was it naked. I ain't kidding. All kinds. And whew, buddy.
Like a damn nudist community.
It was pretty much, pretty much that on the old Naked Alley.
Imagine just going to your show on a golf cart. You just turn down this road and then just everybody's naked.
It was wild.
We knew somebody back at the place we used to play that told us a story one time about they got booked on a gig and they didn't know, like they just.
Was it in a nudist colony?
It was in a nudist like trailer or like not trailer park, like a nudist.
Yeah, they have like
campground.
They have like community, like little. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And they got booked to play on it and had no idea who it was. Somebody, I don't know who that is. I can't think of who it was.
I've never heard that story. Was it
Wow.
somebody at one of the places we used to play?
Yeah. At the Purple Place.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They had no idea. They just showed up and they were like, why is everybody naked?
That's what I was like whenever I was there.
Holy smokes.
If you got stage fright, though, that'd be a great place to play because
Yeah.
Yeah.
you'd have a lot less.
You don't have to picture anybody naked because they're already naked.
Yeah.
You have to.
So-
Would you have to play naked? If you got booked at a nudist colony? That'd be wild.
No. Surely not.
You'd be like Jenny off of Forrest Gump.
Oh, I would never do that. That would be like, I'm playing a song here.
I got tipped one time to take my shirt off on stage,
There you go.
Really?
and then they tipped me double to put it back on.
Oh, well.
Somebody did.
I seen some lady,
It was in Panama City.
some dude got hammered drunk at this place that I used to play at, and this lady comes up and she goes, "We'll give you $20 to take your shirt off." And that freaking idiot, dude, he gets it was so funny. He gets his shirt like right here, and I was like, "Woo." Dude, the bouncer comes up and just boom smacks him right in the chest. Goes, "Put your damn shirt."
Who was this?
I can't remember the dude's name,
Oh.
but like the bouncer made him look like he almost had it off, and the bouncer just comes up like, "Bam, put your damn shirt," and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm so sorry." Like,
Didn't somebody get fired from?
There is one rule.
Didn't somebody get fired like last year from the TC circuit for that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Really? That's so stupid, man. People are like we work, where we work. It's not like there's families and stuff in there sometimes. I mean, it's definitely a bar, but like sometimes like you work. We work for a corporation. You can't do keep your clothes on.
Yeah.
Don't take your shirt off up there.
Some people just come to Nashville and they're just like, I can do whatever.
Yeah, they do.
I'm invincible. And then they do a front flip off the stage and land on their back and like, I don't know what happened.
It's because we've said it a million times on this podcast. I'm pretty sure you don't get Nashville drunk
anywhere else.
anywhere else in this whole world.
Not at all.
I don't know what it is down there. And I've talked to so many people, like the lady that cuts my hair. Me and her were talking about this, and she's like, "What is it down there? Like, why do I get so?" I just think that they're doing something or they're putting something. I said, "No, it's not." I said, "It just happens down there." I said, "I don't know what it is. I don't know what the phenomenon is."
The
But it's
atmosphere, man.
It's like being in the drunken Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah,
I think
literally.
it's the atmosphere. Everybody's down there. It's like Disneyland for adults with alcohol.
Yeah.
Everybody's down there partying, like everybody's on stage playing music, and like you're just in there like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then before you know it, you're like, I've had 15 shots.
I don't even drink, but if I drank here, then if I had 2 shots here, I would be pretty drunk.
Yeah.
But if I had 2 shots down there, that's it. I'm blacked out. I don't know where I'm at. I don't even know my own name. So
It's the adrenaline, dude.
I think it
Could
is.
be.
I think it is the adrenaline of just the atmosphere. Like everybody's just like,
yeah.
especially when you're on stage because you're such a part of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're also moving around, especially this time of year. You're sweating lots. It's like I don't know. It's different though.
Yeah.
There's something to it.
Hey guys, hope you guys have been enjoying these episodes of the Doggone Country podcast. I know me and Tyler are having a blast of doing it for you and having some of our best buddies on here with us. If you guys want to support the podcast, the best way to do that is to go check out our merch store, buy you a t-shirt, buy you a hat, buy you a koozie, whatever you want. We got coffee mugs. We got all kinds of stuff on there. We're going to have the link to the merch store under this video, and it's on all of our socials. Go check it out. Go buy you something. So when did you start playing on Broadway? Because you were playing down there when we met.
I met you when you were playing at Riders Round one
Yeah, I
night.
think so. So after I was in the band, I was in North Carolina. That's where I was stationed, and then I moved to Colorado, and I was there for a year. And Colorado sucks ass. I don't know if
Why?
it's terrible out there. I hate it. Hated it. Oh yeah. Everybody's like, oh, you need to go to Colorado. No,
Everybody's-
the fuck
really?
you don't. It's
I think-
terrible.
I think it'd be cool. Just I think is it not like super beautiful out there? Everybody always says it is.
Parts of it is. But Wyoming is beautiful. South Dakota is gorgeous. North Dakota, they just need to fence that off and get rid of it. That is terrible. That is the worst state.
Never been any.
Oh, it's terrible. They just need to put a border around it and just say, no, you're not part of the U.S. anymore.
Y'all built the wall. Spot.
Let's give that one to Canada.
That's what it needs to do. So after I lived there, I moved here in 2017. And I picked up a few shows with one of my friends just every so often. From 18 and 19, I just kind of fizzled off of playing downtown because I was like, screw this. I'm over it. I fired my entire band because they were just like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And I got rid of Carolina Rain. And then when I moved to Colorado, I hired a whole new band. And they called themselves the Viagras because they were all old. And so we were Jessie Rose and the Viagras for a good old hot second.
That's amazing.
I know. It was awesome.
Did y'all have any shirts made?
No. No. Now I think they call themselves the Donuts,
I
but
think that's what you need to call your band right now.
that would be hilarious.
I wish I had a Viagra t-shirt so bad. Jessie Rose and the Viagra's. I would wear that to every gig I played with you.
And then so when, like I said, I moved down here, but then when COVID hit, everybody left. Everybody left town.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to play. And I was like, this is my fucking time to shine.
Yeah.
So I went down and I started playing downtown because nobody wanted to be down there. Nobody wanted to play. And there was like 2 places that were open.
Yeah.
And I played one of them.
That's what I was fixing to say. Was there anywhere? I didn't know anywhere was open. I was
Yeah.
just sitting on my butt at the house.
Yeah, there was 2 places open.
Spending all my savings.
And,
Lucky Bastards stayed open, didn't they?
yeah, that's where I played. And I played there like 5 days a week. And I made so much money
I bet.
during that time because like I said, there was only 2 places open.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even getting base pay.
How did they do that?
Yeah, how did they not? Because like it was nuts down there. There were people like I remember musicians like even when we came back from COVID, getting tickets for not having their mask on the sidewalk.
Well, what they did
We had to wear a mask like in the bar to the stage. I mean, we all did it to the stage. When we got off the stage, we had to have our mask on.
They had X's on the floor, and they put the tables all 6 feet away from each other, and then they put sections and they put X's on the floor that were 6 feet away from the table. So if you wanted to stand, then you could stand on this X, this one, or this one. It was fucking ridiculous, but I made money.
You remember the rule where there was like, what was it? You could come in and you could sit at the tables or whatever, but you couldn't dance or so. You remember when that was going on?
Nobody was allowed to get up and dance.
I remember a dude one time I was playing a gig, and he was up dancing, and the bouncer was like, "Hey man, like sorry, you can't do that. Like it's COVID rules. You got to be seated." So he's like, "So my butt has to stay in the chair." And I see him have this conversation. He goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "All right." So he grabs his chair and he starts scooting that fucker all around the bar. He's holding the chair like this, just going. And just dancing around the bar, and he's like, "I'm not getting out of my seat." He's like, "Dude, come on, you can't do that. I'm not out of my seat." And he's like dancing like.
I mean, he had a good point there.
I literally saw people get kicked out for
dancing. Yeah,
for dancing.
It was like Footloose, man.
It's like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
Like they were bitching at the bands a little bit about it, like getting people too riled up. It's like what?
Sad, slow stuff.
Yeah.
But then you get yelled at for playing that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I don't know what you want me to do.
COVID was a wild time.
Shoot, buddy, you ain't kidding.
That was a time to be alive.
So that's when I started playing downtown, and then I got hired on at this TC circuit in 21. So I met you during COVID, and that's when we weren't allowed out of our seats and stuff. That's when I met you.
I stole all the granola bars out of the back of your car.
You did. You did. You were drunk as shit.
I was hammered. We somehow I ended up putting my guitar in your car somehow.
Yeah, because all of us went out. We all went out, and
You
Didn't know you.
so playing that.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
I thought he was a weirdo. I totally did.
He so put his guitar in his car so he could walk back with you and talk to
No,
you.
I didn't know her. No, I didn't.
At all?
No, we didn't know each other at all.
And somehow she ended up with my guitar. And a little bit later on in the night, when I kind of sobered up, I was like, hold on, dude, that's a $5,000 guitar, and it's in somebody's car that I don't know. I was like, we need to find that girl. So it was Chris Shoemate, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He
he's
was
our
like, I
friend
know where she
Chris.
lives. We'll go over and get it. It's fine, Justin. I promise you your guitar is going to be fine. Nope, we got to go get it right now. So we showed up. She comes out of the apartment with a hoodie on, her hood up, and like walks down to their car and opens her trunk, and there's my guitar. And I grabbed my guitar, and she had a box full of granola bars in it. So I just started stealing all her granola bars, dude. She hated me.
Oh, I thought he was a weirdo.
You didn't know her. You left your guitar in her car. You didn't know where she lived. She took her car home. You go back to get it, and then you steal food out of her car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's
That's
how we met.
That's a Justin Bryan story if I've ever heard.
It's a damn Justin Bryan story.
Yeah, it was something.
Oh my god!
First time. It was the same day, wasn't it? When I was playing on Sushi Bar and you walked in?
Yep.
Yeah. We won't tell the rest of that story.
I'd rather you not say that. That'd be great.
Oh,
Y'all
buddy.
nasty.
So now your band name is Jessie Rose and the Blue Collar Boys. Where did that come from? I've known as long as I've known you, that's been your band name. I don't even.
So
I'm a blue collar boy, and I don't even know where the name comes from.
well, so when I started playing here, I was like, "Fuck Carolina Rain, I'm done with this stupid shit."
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to go by my name because, well, I have a cool name.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So I started going by Jessie Rose, and then I got hired on at the TC circuit, and I was like, I got a band, and I was like, I think it's quite rude if I don't name the band.
I think it's cool that your band has a name. A lot of the bands downtown don't have names. I like that yours has like a.
Well, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for all of you guys. Like that's just how it is. We're a team, and so it took me a really long time to figure it out because I was just like, at the time, all of the guys in the band had came from really hardworking jobs like construction
Okay.
or roofing or anything like that. And I was like, oh, you guys are just a bunch of blue collars. And I was like, oh, blue collar boys.
Wow.
That's perfect because you guys are all hardworking. So it's like, that's perfect.
That's
So that's how I ended up coming up with that name.
And you hired my ass to sing, and I've literally just played music my entire life. I did paint for one summer, one time.
There you go.
That
Have
counts.
you ever had a normal job?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
Really?
Damn.
I painted for a summer.
There you go.
I've been playing music for money since high school.
That's awesome.
I quit football like my 11th grade year, I think, and I was playing like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I've had a bunch of stupid jobs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved here, and I was playing steady like back home in Tuscaloosa at all the college bars, and I was living at home. So I mean, my bills weren't nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had some shitty jobs.
And then I moved here and did this. I mean, my dad and my grandpa, like freaking, they've done every job ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think like watching them growing up, like in that little town, like where I'm from, like you either go work at a factory or
Yeah.
you go work at a factory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what my town is too.
And I just like, I guess it just got instilled in me. I was just like, I do not want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do any and everything I can to not do that. Like nothing against that. Like if you do that, that's awesome. Like my dad did it.
That just wasn't my path to do something like that. Like if that's your path, like great, that's
great.
good for you.
That's
You're
awesome.
successful in that, but that was totally not my path.
But I mean, I seen my dad do swing shifts for forever. You know, he'd be 2 weeks days, 2 weeks nights, and he's just exhausted
Yeah.
all the time. And I mean, we lived super far away, you know, because like we lived out. So I mean, he drove an hour to work and back every day, and was working those crazy hours. And I was just like, man, that's not, boy. I really need to get good at playing this guitar and singing
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
You know.
So I gotta, and we're gonna switch gears a little bit here. I got a Jessie Rose story for you, Tyler.
I can't wait.
So I know we've told this story on here a bunch about me teaching Tyler how to shoot a bow, and
I wasn't your first
I
student.
wasn't sure where this was gonna go. I got a Jessie Rose story. Who knows what that's gonna
And
be?
getting
So I was a little scared.
yeah.
Clenching a little.
So this will be technically both of your guys' second year bow hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure you're going to hunt this year. You didn't get to hunt much last year.
I went during velvet season and I thought I was gonna die.
You did go. I forgot about
I
that.
think I was 8.5 months pregnant and I was dying. It was like 105 degrees.
Yeah, she was literally 8 months pregnant. It was 100 degrees outside, and I knew that these really nice bucks were in this bean field every night. So I go in there and I
You had to play, didn't you?
yeah.
Because me and you wanted to go, and we both had to work.
Dude.
So you
So he's
made
like,
Jessie
"You
go.
You better go right now. I'm like, my feet are the size of a bus right
You
now.
went twice, right? And the first day you didn't see anything,
Yeah, I think I went twice. Yeah.
or you saw some does. You didn't see the buck.
No, yeah, I went twice and then the doe
I told
ratted
her.
me out.
I told her. I said.
Bitch.
I put this ground blind up for her, and I told her, I said, you need to get in that blind tonight. I know it's hot, and I know, but you can park the truck and get in there with a walk maybe 200 yards, sit in the ground blind, and I had a comfy chair in there. I was like, you trust me, you need to go hunt that spot tonight. I'm telling you, you need to be there. And she sat there, she sent me pictures in the ground blind of her. She's done taking everything off. She's just in a sports bra sitting in the ground blind in August.
My big old belly hanging out.
Pregnant as shit. And she's like, oh my God, I see the bucks. And I'm like, you do? She sends me pictures, dude, from across the field. All you see is rack.
They were
Coming out of the
huge.
beans. I mean, big ones. Like 2 or 3 really nice deer. And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm on stage, like trying to play a show. And I'm like, she's getting ready to kill a freaking monster. And a doe ended up coming in from downwind and blew, and the bucks took off, and it failed. But
I did the best that I could though, being that pregnant, sitting in that heat.
So technically, this will be your second year.
This will be my second hunting season.
Yeah, well, yeah. because you didn't really hunt last year, or if
No.
you did, this would really be your third.
Yeah.
But so last year, since she couldn't hunt, I spent pretty much the whole season teaching Tyler and sitting with him, and we ended up getting you your first couple deer.
Yeah. Well, my first, I've gun hunted since I was a kid, but I've just never.
Well, yeah, but you deer with a bow. But
Yeah,
so,
that's a completely different.
So
A completely different thing.
2 seasons ago was Jessie's first year.
That's right.
And she was working on shooting a compound. I got her a bow, got her all set up, and I told her, I was like, now look, if you're not ready to bow hunt with a compound, you're not going to. Like, we'll get you a crossbow, and you can do that your first year, which she did. And I put up this big double set, and I always hunt out of lock-ons. At that time, I didn't even own a ladder stand at all. It was all lock-ons like I got you in.
Mm-hmm.
And I hung this double set. Probably, I don't know, the first stand is probably 20 foot off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
For the
When he says 20, it's about 25.
And I'm scared of heights.
Justin's 20.
Mind you,
About 25 or 30 foot usually.
No, hell no.
I was scared shitless. I was terrified.
The first stand was probably 20 foot, and then my stand was right above hers, probably 25 foot. Or 23, 24, I don't know. Somewhere there. So it was just like the one we hunted out of last year, the setup I hung, where
No, that was the year before. That wasn't my first hunting season.
I know. I got to climb into this stand to get into my stand above her, and then she can climb up. So I get up, and I'm tied off and everything.
This is when I was observing.
Yeah, she wasn't hunting. I told her, I was like, I want to take you with me, and I said, I guarantee you we're going to see deer. I'm probably going to shoot one tonight. I was like, and you can go sit with us and see what you think, or sit with me. She's like, okay, let's do it. I'm down. That sounds fun. So we get there, and it was a pretty good walk up to that stand. And I climb up, and I get into my stand, and I said, all right, babe, come on. Let's, go ahead and climb up. She gets about halfway up, and she just, she's looking up at me, and I'm like, come on, get up here. She gets all the way to the tree stand, and she's just holding onto the ladder sticks like this.
I'm scared.
And she goes, I can't do it. I'm like, all you got to do is climb up like 2 or 3 more steps on the ladder sticks and step down into the stand. She's like, nope. And she's just hugging the tree.
I ended up getting into the stand though, but I hugged the tree the whole time.
It took about 15 minutes, and this is an evening hunt, so this is in the daylight. She didn't have to do it in the dark.
Yeah.
I made sure of that. Your first time was in the dark, wasn't it?
Yeah. I hated it.
I hugged the tree the whole time. I'm not even kidding. I did not let go, and I was white knuckling.
She literally.
I was so scared to stand up. I wouldn't stand up. I was just sitting there.
That's what he said. He's like,
But
I'm like, fuck you.
I had this hand on the ladder for like 2 hours, and I was just sitting there because I was like, this motherfucker breaks. At least I didn't grab onto something.
You're tied off.
I know, but still, man.
She literally.
I was hunting out of box blinds. I've never been up in a tree like that.
She finally stepped down into the tree stand and literally would not turn around. She just hugged the tree the whole time. Literally would not let go of the tree.
He's like, look at that deer over there. He's like,
We had
He wouldn't look at it.
nope. I would just, if I had to move from this position, it was nope, not happening.
We had this little bitty buck, man. It was that day, right? We had that little buck come right down beside us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally straight down, dude. Like literally 5 feet from our
I didn't
tree.
even look.
And Jessie was like, nope. And I'm like, babe, just look at the deer. It's right here. It's on us.
I did a whole quick look, like, yep, it's there, sure.
Yeah, she's like, cool.
Oh, I'm telling you,
And I think
buddy.
I think maybe the second or third time I got you in there and got you to get turned around and sit down. And you were still scared shitless.
I did not like those. Mm-mm.
So I ended up getting her I hung a double man ladder stand up in this, the place that we hunt now. Yeah. She's totally cool with sitting in those ladder stands.
Oh, I'm fine with ladder stands. I'm cool with those.
I didn't get a choice.
No, you
I won't do what y'all do.
So I know. So I knew going in that I was scared of heights. I was like, this is gonna be a problem. I was like, but I was like, if I learn to shoot and I put the time in every day to learn to shoot, and I go out and I buy a nice bow, if I spend the money, I know I'll make myself do it.
Yeah.
So I did. But like, I mean,
bad
the
when you get used to
first couple of times, man, like,
Oh, I think it's terrible every single time. No matter how many times
so
you've done
I'll-
it, it's terrible going up into the air. Wait,
so I don't like lock on still. I will hunt. I love a climber. I don't know why. I feel so safe in that climb. I don't know why. Like standing up and stuff, like standing up, like still when I shot that deer, I had that lock on. When I stood up, like even like the adrenaline of wanting to shoot that deer, I was still freaking out about standing up in that lock on, and I don't know why. I think it's because it's maybe it's a smaller platform or something. I don't know what it is, but when I'm in my climber, I am completely fine.
We got bigger lock-ons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like,
I don't know what it is. I feel like the climber is.
well, you've been doing this since you were sperm, so you're
Yeah.
kind of used to it.
yeah, but for me, man, even every single year, the first couple times that I go in and I sit, I'm like, or even when I'm hanging stands, really, like every year when I have to go in and check straps or check stands or hang new stands or go in and take one down and move it, 50 yards because it wasn't really exactly where I wanted it the year before, whatever. Like every year, the first couple times that I get in a tree, I'm like,
Get you.
"Ah, this is, like, holy shit, I ain't been 25 feet off the ground in 8 months,
The worst part for me is in the dark, stepping from the sticks to the stand.
Yeah.
And then like when I'm like pulling my bow and stuff and like getting my backpack and stuff situated, I'm like leaned out over it and I'm like,
Yeah. See, once I
damn it, when am I gonna get to the end of this rope? Where's my bow?
once I get into it, I'm good, man. When I was little, dude, that was like, I think what helped me get over the fear of getting into the stand was it would, like, my dad, I was 12 years old and I'm walking in the woods by myself in the dark, and that shit will scare the hell out of you, man. So I'm like basically sprinting to the stand, and I can't wait to get up in that bitch because I know I'm in Ohio and there ain't shit that can climb this tree that's going to hurt me. But on the ground, I don't know what's out there, coyote or whatever like that. And I'm a little kid, shit, I'm still little. Imagine what I was when I was 12.
Shoot, buddy.
But yeah, so I think that helped me get over the fear too, because that was where I felt safe,
The biggest thing for me with the lock-ons is like I feel like I lose sense of where my feet are. Does that make any sense? I feel like if I move my feet, I'm scared I'm going to step off the edge. But when I'm in the climber, I don't feel like that. I feel like I know where my feet are, like on the stand. But like I've looked down at my feet before, and I'm like, man, I'm so close to the edge of this thing, and I'm not.
I couldn't get you in a climber.
Oh hell no, you're crazy.
I love it. I don't know why, but I love it.
It's
No sir.
dude, I've killed. I mean, I know y'all can't see, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4 deer here, 4 bucks on the wall that are
My little bitty one's in the baby's room.
over 140 inches, and I killed 3 out of the 4 out of my climber, out of that API.
Really?
That deer I killed out of a ladder stand. It's the only deer I've ever killed out of a ladder stand.
Huh.
But yeah, so what do you think about it? You like what? Because when we first got together, she was like, "Oh, I could never kill a deer, but I want to kill a turkey." And I was like, "What?"
Don't ask. No.
She's like, "I want a turkey hunt, but I could never kill a deer." And I'm like,
Well, then I got
why?
to go with you, and I just got to see the thrill of it, and then it was just like it was really cool, and the fact that we get to put meat in our freezer.
Yeah.
There's that. That is a huge thing.
That's my favorite part about it.
And so the first year, you were with me with my first one that I got, and I was kind of in shock. Like he's like, "Oh, you're probably gonna shake or whatever," and I'm just like, "Did I shoot it?" That's what my reaction was. I was like, "Did I shoot it?" And then
You were pretty.
I was pretty excited, but I that was the first thing I said was, "Did I shoot it?" And then I had a doe, and then that was my first one that we had to track, and she just went. What she go 2 miles? I don't know. She went a ridiculous.
She ran almost 2 miles.
Holy.
I don't know.
I have no idea how. I'm
I
pretty
watched.
sure.
I watched the shot, dude. I mean, I was literally sitting right beside her, and I mean, I've killed a shitload of deer, man. I've seen them do crazy things. I've seen them do just about everything that you could ever dream that they would do. But I watched that arrow go through that deer, and I was like, "Baby, you just killed your first deer." Not a doubt in my mind. I was like, "You smoked." And because she kept asking me, did I hit it? Was it a good shot? And I'm like, yeah, it was a great shot. I was like, it was a little bit high, but I mean, that's a double lung. That deer's dead already right now.
Yeah.
So we
Little
sat there.
did we know.
We sat there for probably, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes. And we start tracking. There's blood everywhere, and we get up. She shot it you know where the double man is, down there in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
And it ran across the swamp, up the hill, through that thicket, into that big weed field, and literally almost came out of those weeds. Those weeds were like 8 foot
It
tall.
almost ran into the side of your truck.
It literally, and I was parked on the other side of that weed field right against the weeds. It literally almost ran into my truck when it came out of those weeds. The
that would have
blood,
been cool.
it was literally 3 feet from my front bumper. That doe ran right by the truck. But as soon as we got to that open field, I'm like, I mean, it's a big cut cornfield wide open. And I'm like, this ain't good.
Where the hell?
I'm looking out there. I'm like, dude, she crossed this damn field. And sure enough, she made it all the way across that. And I'm like, Jessie, I don't know what's going on. I said, but now this deer's ran 300 yards. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I can't, I was mind blown. And I knew if she ran across that field, I knew where she was going. So I didn't even waste time like tracking across that field. I just jumped straight across all the way to the other wood line. And I knew she was going to go in like 2 or 3 trails. That was it. The first trail I thought she would go
We
to.
found blood.
The first trail I thought she would go to, there was blood. And I'm like, holy shit. So we backed out. We called Philip with Josie, and he brought her out that night. And she did. She ran all the way back down the draw, crossed the creek, and ran all the way up into the middle of that woods and died.
It was,
She almost circled all the way back around.
yeah, she might have been like 50 yards from the stand.
She stayed on the property.
Yeah.
It was wild. Josie did. She killed it though.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
Josie's a bloodhound that Philip lives probably 10 minutes from us. Badass dog. One of the best tracking dogs in this whole state. And we've used her a couple times. I had to use her with one of my deer this year that I put a good shot on. The deer ran 75 yards.
That wasn't Josie, was it? That was his other one.
Yeah, that was the male.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was his male. Yep.
She killed it too.
Mm-hmm.
He's a what did he say? He was like a year old or something. He's young.
Yeah.
That dog was.
Yep. But it's pretty cool. It's been a blast for me to get to teach you guys and sit with you when you killed your first one. That was
Yeah, I did pretty damn good my first year.
Yeah, you did.
yeah. You
Seriously.
killed a
I
good 8
got, I got to harvest 2 doe and a buck.
She killed 2. She killed 2 big does.
There's some huge does on that place.
Yeah.
We got a lot. We got a lot of meat in our freezer that year for sure.
Second doe you killed that day, the second doe you killed that year was probably the biggest doe I've ever seen in Tennessee.
I wasn't
Can't
sure
weigh
if I put a good shot on her, but then she ran headfirst into a tree and fell down. So I was like, well, I guess she's good.
That'll do it.
I didn't have to do nothing.
So
20 yards.
I was up in the middle. I call it the middle stand. I was up in another lock on the one that I didn't hunt one time last year.
I know what you're talking about.
Right up in the middle of it, and she was in the swamp in her stand, that double man, and
That's a good spot.
That's where I got all 3 of them.
that's a great.
That's a great spot.
And
My spot.
I called her. It was probably 15 minutes before shooting light was over, and I called her and I said, I'm getting ready to sneak out of here. I said, I think I had like coyotes all over me, and that's the one time I've ever seen coyotes in that place at that time. And still, we only saw one coyote last year.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Crossing the field, yeah.
Yep. They're just, we don't ever see them in there. And this day, I seen like 3 coyotes, and I was just like, I think there was dogs or something too, and
I don't know. There was a
It
bunch
was
of stuff
just-
in there. Yeah.
it was just crazy. And I was like, I'm gonna squeeze out of here. I'm gonna duck out. I'm not gonna mess you up. And I did. I snuck down, and I just eased up the path, just taking my time. And when I got out, I could see part of the swamp,
Yeah.
and there was 2 big does standing right there.
So you're standing on the ground watching
I'm
this?
standing on. I got down. I'm down on my knees, and I'm watching them deer, and I'm like, they're going straight to Jessie. And so I just stood there on my knees, and at this point, I'm probably 75 yards from Jessie, and I was just easing my way up there, and I knew, I was like, I'm watching my phone. These deer don't know I'm there. I made sure of that, and I'm watching my phone, and I'm like, she's got 5 minutes. If that doe's going up there, she better hurry up, And sure as shit, that deer turned around and started walking right to her. And I'm like, godly, she's going to walk right under Jessie. And she's shooting that crossbow, and I just hear, the whack. And I'm like, there it is. She killed it. So I just got up, and I started walking to her. And I get up there, and she's sitting in a tree stand, just sitting there looking at me. She don't say nothing. And I'm like, did you kill her? She's like, I think so. It might be a bad shot. And I'm like, what? She goes, it might be a bad shot. And I'm like, well, where'd you hit her? She's like, I don't know, but I think it might be a bad shot. And I'm like, well, where did she run? Did you do everything? This is the first deer she shot without me right beside her.
And I was staring at her this whole time.
So I'm like, did you do everything I told you to? Did you watch where she ran? She's like, yeah, I seen her. And I said, did you watch her fall? Yeah, I think so. I said, well, you can only see about 50 yards from this tree stand. So if you saw that deer fall, I promise you it ain't a bad shot. She's like, yeah, I think she's right there. And I literally turned around. She told me the way she went. And I turned around, and I maybe walked 10 yards, and the deer's
Right there. She was like
25 yards from me. The deer ran
She ran directly
maybe
to a
40
tree.
yards. Maybe 40 yards from the tree. And I couldn't help but laugh. I'm like, what are you talking about? It could have been a bad shot.
But you get so like hyped in the moment
It's
too,
like,
though.
yeah, and especially with being new to it.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know what happened.
I think she was so sketched out from the first doe she killed that
Yeah.
I told her she put a great shot on it, and it still ran
yeah.
2 miles. And that's the truth, man. I'm not lying. Even Philip, when we got there and we looked at the deer, and there's the hole, and
He's like,
perfect double lung. And he goes, flip her over. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to. And I flipped the deer over to see the entrance. Sure enough, man. I mean, you would. And Philip goes, I've tracked a lot of deer, man. He goes, I've seen a lot of shit. He goes, that's pretty wild right there. And he took pictures of the entrance hole and exit hole, and he's like, this is nuts.
That's crazy.
And he posted it on his Facebook. He's like,
Really?
this is crazy. This deer ran almost 200 yards.
That's so wild.
2 miles.
Or 2 miles.
Yeah.
And
They're so
Crazy.
tough.
and I didn't bump her at all.
Yeah.
No, we waited way long enough
Yeah.
to do that. Like the second one and the third one, I didn't have to wait at all because they didn't go
I think
anywhere.
I think she was dead quick. I think within 10 minutes that deer was down and
just
done.
took
I think she just did not let up. I think she just hauled ass for as long as she could make it.
And then it's crazy.
And a
'cause,
deer can cover 2 miles pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
You know,
It's also crazy too because like I've shot them like this year I shot one and it didn't even know it was shot. It was just standing there. Didn't know that I shot. I sat there and watched it for 5 or 10 minutes and it just eased in the woods. I was like,
I've had them do that, man. And
yeah.
I mean, you can see some crazy stuff in the woods, man. That's the cool part. Wasn't it me and you sitting in the double stand when the owl landed about 5 feet from us?
Yeah, it landed right up above us, and it was just looking at us. And he stood up, and he just like doing this. I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I gotta make myself look bigger because it swooped us."
Yeah.
An owl swooped at you guys?
Yes. Yeah.
I had a buzzard land in my tree this year when I was in my climber, and I thought I was dead.
Well, I had a squirrel. There's a tree that goes right up by the stand, and the squirrel came all the way up top of it, just looking at me, and I'm like, "Hey, buddy."
The squirrels on that place are brave. Justin had one.
giants.
Me and you were in our climbers. You had one come up. So I'm no joke. If you would have reached out, you could have touched it. It was just
Same with this little squirrel.
just chilling.
If until you go in there into squirrel hunt and then you don't see a damn squirrel.
You ain't gonna see one then.
It's crazy, man.
I tell you when you will see them. If you go in there to turkey hunt, you'll see all the squirrels in the world. I ain't never seen so many damn squirrels.
And all the squirrels over there, well, all the fox squirrels, every single one of them you see has a white face.
Oh, I know. I never knew that. I was sitting in the single man, and I was like, there is a squirrel with a white face.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And he was like, what? And I was like, I've never seen that before. And then there was one that was like half white. Pretty interesting.
I guess it's more common than you think, or something. I don't know, or just
I've never seen it until I started hunting here.
the genetics on that piece of property.
Must be, yeah.
It's like her mom's. There's a bunch of black squirrels
Oh yeah,
We never seen it. We never seen it. We kept looking for them.
just in that area
Up
up
there.
there.
Well, growing up, I thought squirrels were black. I thought
Really?
squirrels were black, and then brown ones started coming around too. And then I was like, oh, there's different color squirrels.
See, I've never seen a black squirrel.
Yeah.
I've never seen them anywhere else other than my hometown.
That's really.
I've never seen black squirrels anywhere else.
Well, let's wrap this thing up. Jesse, thanks for staying home. And
Let's go cook some steaks.
Yeah.
thanks for, staying home and recording with us. You didn't have to drive anywhere. We're in our dining room today because
Yeah.
7,000 degrees in the shop.
I don't have the shop insulated and got no AC down there right now. So we're improvising at the house.
I like it.
It's pretty cool.
Glad I could
Yeah.
come on here. Bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Be all
I've been saying that all week. It's my favorite thing.
Golly. So that's a good timeline. That just went viral this past week. So
yeah.
I've been saying
this is
every song. I'm just randomly putting in the middle of it.
Hey, you did give a shout out to your hawk too.
I did. I might have got drunk the other day when Addie was at our show, and I was like, my girlfriend wants to hear some Kojo. I would like to send this song out to me getting some over the mic. She did not think that was as funny as I did. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious, but I was totally waiting for her to choke slam you.
I got money on her, buddy.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I'll give you all my dollars.
Me too, buddy.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. By the time this comes out, everybody will probably have forgot about the Hawk Tour girl, maybe.
Like, what is that?
But it's pretty awesome. You can go viral for about anything these days.
Mm-hmm.
Look out.
I'm still waiting.
Me and you both.
All right. Thank y'all for listening, man. See y'all next episode.